according to Kingsley Noble. So amphibia is divided into two subclasses. Okay, so one is Stegocephalia and Lissamphibia. So Stegocephalia, it includes extinct amphibians. Okay, so it has three orders. Yesterday we discussed it: Labyrinthodontia, Phyllospondyle, and Lipospondyle. And then Lissamphibia, so which are extant, that means living amphibians. So it has three orders: Apoda, Urodila, and Anuda. Let's see the classification in detail. Actually, I have downloaded the collected some diagrams of various amphibians, but I lost that. Anyway, so first subclass is Stegocephalia. So here, these are extinct amphibians. So generally, wherever I stress, so that is important. You try to remember. Remaining, you just listen and understand. That's all. These are all extinct amphibians. You remember this part, Stegocephalians. So these lived from Permian period to Triassic period. And these are pentadactylous limbs containing animals. Okay, so it has again divided into three orders. The subclass Stegocephalia is again divided into three orders. Okay, so first one is Labyrinthodontia. Here, labyrinth means folded, dant means teeth. So the teeth are actually not teeth like here. So they are a folded, bony appearances. They are present on the jawbones. So that's why the name Labyrinthodontia. These are very, very primitive amphibians. And this is very, very important point. So it was asked many times in many exams. So labyrinthodont amphibians are regarded as, they are commonly called as stem of reptiles. So what does it means? So from this group, the reptiles are originated. Okay, so that is the meaning. Okay, so these are considered as ancestors of reptiles. And what is the meaning of labyrinthodontia? So the jawbones are folded teeth. Simple, right? So skull is completely covered with a bony plate. Then so it has three orders. So first one is Ichthyostegalia. Example, Ichthyostega, temnospondyli. Example, Eriops. And this one is very, very important. So this is Simuria or Simuria. So Simuria is very famous animal, which is actual stem of reptile. Okay, so from this animal, it is considered that the Simuria is actual stem of reptiles. That means this is actual ancestor of reptiles. So from this Simuria, the reptiles are uh, formed according to our naturalist. Okay, so Simuria is generally called as stem of reptiles. So these 2 points are important in this, you know, subclass. Okay, so even in national level exams also, this is important. Okay. So Simuria, to remember the name. And then Phyllospondyle, they are smaller, like smaller salamanders type of extinct amphibians. So they are the ancestors of Urodila are the amphibians. So tail containing amphibians. So they are found from the phyllospondyle amphibians. So anyway, in this notocard and navocard present in the same cavity. So these are not much important points. So example, Brontosaurus and Brachiosaurus. Then next one is third order, Lipospondyle. So they are eel-like amphibians, vertebrate cylindrical type of vertebrate present. So example is Diplocalus and Lysorhopus. Diplocalus and Lysorhopus are examples. So out of these three orders, the first one, okay, Labyrinthodonts amphibians are they are considered as stem of reptiles. We should remember the name. And the second subclass, which is extant subclass, or extant animals are included in this subclass. So that is, you know, important point. And Lis means smooth and amphibians. Okay, so these are living amphibians. Presently, so these amphibians are available anyway. So it has three orders again. So Apoda or Gymnophila. So this is very famous, you know, order. So దీని నుంచి క్వశ్చన్స్ అడగడానికి అవకాశం ఎక్కువగా ఉంది. Okay, so A means absent and podos means limbs. So generally, I told you that amphibians, reptiles, aves, and mammals are generally called as tetrapods. But here, these amphibians, even though they are amphibians, they do not contain, the limbs. That's why they are considered as apodots. And gymnophiana. Gymnos means nude. Ophiana means snakes. Okay, so they are actually in the amphibia first we remember frogs. Okay, are lizard like salamanders and newts. But here these animals are quite some kind of snakes, or sometimes they look like the earthworms. Okay, so worm like animals, uh, but they're bigger than the earthworms, and you know they're very active animals. Anyway, so here they are tropical amphibians. They are present mostly in tropical countries like India, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Africa, and tropical America. Okay, that means South America, right? So these are limbless amphibians. One second. So these are the actual apodots. Okay, so this is Ichthyophis glutinosa. So this is male and this is female. That shows very much parental care. And this is larva, okay, which contains external gills. So anyway, uh, so they are commonly known as Sicilians or blind worms. Okay. Adults are completely terrestrials. Okay, just like other amphibians. So these are fossorial animals. They are fossorial are burrowing animals. So they form some burrows in the mud which they live in. Okay, and they live in those burrows. Okay, and the body is slender. See this one, body is slender, long, worm-like or small snake-like body. Okay, so body is divided to only head and trunk. There is no division. See here, you cannot consider it as a tail. ఓకే. అంటే జనరల్‌గా స్నేక్స్‌లో టెయిల్ అనేది క్లియర్‌గా మనకు గ్రాడ్యువల్లీ ఇట్ విల్ బి ట్యాపరింగ్. అంటే పోను పోను అది సన్నబడుతుంది. బట్ హియర్ సో హెడ్ రీజియన్, టెయిల్ రీజియన్ ఆల్‌మోస్ట్ సిమిలర్. సో దట్స్ వై బాడీ ఈస్ డివిజిబుల్ ఇంటూ హెడ్ అండ్ ట్రంక్. అండ్ హియర్ ఇఫ్ యూ అబ్జర్వ్ దెర్ ఈస్ ఏ కొంచెం డల్‌గా పడింది. దెర్ ఈస్ ఏ సెన్సరీ టెంటకిల్ ఈస్ ప్రెజెంట్ బిట్వీన్ నాస్ట్రిల్ అండ్ ఐ. ఐకి నాస్ట్రిల్ మధ్య tentacle అనేది sensory tentacle is present. And these animals, if you observe the animals, you cannot identify the eyes directly. Okay, so that means the eyes are, they are covered with the small scales, and they are buried below the skin. So that's why these are known as blind worms, and they look like worms. That's why they are called blind worms. Right? So then, yeah. So skin contains small endodermal scales. Okay, so this is important point. So only these animals contain in the amphibia the scales. Okay, uh, limbs absent. చూడండి ఎన్ని absent ఉంటుంది, limbs absent. కాబట్టి girdles కూడా ఉండవు. Okay, which support the limbs. Tail is absent. Sternum, urosternum తెలుగులో. So sternum is also absent. Okay, which support the pectoral girdle. Okay, and vocal cords are absent, which are present in the frogs. So middle ear is absent, which is present in the frogs. Okay, gills and gills absent in adults. Okay, adults లో gills and gills ఉండవు, but larva contains external gills. Okay, so and the vertebrae is of amphicoelous type of vertebrae. So I explained it yesterday. Amphicoelous means the centrum contains so right. So biconcave type of centrum or the vertebra is present. So that is amphicoelous type of vertebrae. And yeah, so you remember this teeth are present on both jaws. Okay, then cloaca is terminal. Okay, lungs and kidneys are asymmetrical. You remember this is very very important. While we teaching, we should compulsory include this point. So it is a short question generally in intermediate and degree also. So write about apoda, or simply apoda is given in the short question. So where we remind the students as lungs, one lung is smaller, one lung is bigger, and kidneys are also same. They are asymmetrical, not equal. Okay, so and this is also very 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 important point. Ductus botali. So what is ductus botali? I'll explain during circulate system, but here a draw small. So from the heart, there are three chambers are present. Okay, so generally only one ventricle is present. Here, this is, imagine this is a visceral aorta. Okay, and imagine this is a pulmonary aorta. So these are both connected by a small connection that is called, ductus botali. This is very very important. It was asked in many exams, many exams. Okay, so ductus brutale means pulmonary artery and visceral artery. Okay, so they are connected by a small duct tube. So that is called ductus brutale. Okay, ఈ పాయింట్ కూడా మీరు గుర్తుంచుకోవాలి. So then, yeah. So actually, the eyes are very small. They are degenerated, so they do not. They are covered by skin and scales. Covered by skin and scales. So that's why they look like without eyes. Eyes లేనట్టుగానే అనిపిస్తుంది బట్ ఉంటాయి. They are degenerated and they are covered by skin and scales. They do not contain lids also. Eyelids are absent. So in males, the cloacal wall gets reversed during gets reversed to form a temporary copulatory organ. Okay, so that makes fertilization internal. Okay, simple good ఏంటంటే if at all the copulatory organ is present, so there will be an internal fertilization. Okay, so then let's go to next slide. Yeah, eggs are bigger and are laid in mud. So internal fertilization takes place, particularly the animal called Diplonectis. So in this, the cloacal, uh, copulatory organ is formed temporarily during the copulation, and that helps for the internal fertilization. And yeah, direct or indirect development. If at all indirect, an external gills containing larva is present. Okay, so if you observe here, so eggs are, if you compare it with the body size, the eggs are big. మామూలుగా చూస్తే మనం చిన్న అయినప్పటికీ యానిమల్ సైజ్ తో పోలిస్తే దే ఆర్ బిగ్గర్. అండ్ హియర్ ఇఫ్ ఎట్ ఆల్ లార్వా ఇస్ ప్రెసెంట్, సో దిస్ external gills containing larva with a caudal fin, okay, is present in these animals, right? Uh, yeah, so there are about 170 species. So it will be used in a diagram. Ichthyophis there. Ichthyophis glutinosa. So it protects eggs directly. So and it is mostly seen in Karnataka in India. And Giganophis. So there are no scales in Giganophis. So in India, it is seen in Travancore and Malabar area for Kerala. And then Diplonectus, just we have seen. Okay, so this is quite completely almost aquatic, and it is ovoviviparous type of animal. And another example is Ureotypus. It is seen in Kochi and Malabar area of India. Okay, so what I stressed, they are very, very, very important. So there is a more chance of asking in jail examination, right? So then second order in the living amphibians or Amphibia. So order Urodela. So Euro means aura, actually it is. Means tail, Dela means bearing. Okay. So Kada means also tail, eta, bearing. It is not cardata, it is cardata. Okay. So here, these are commonly known as salamandas and newts. So newts and salamandas are included in Urodela or Chordata. So they are present or they are seen, they can be seen in North America, North Africa, Europe, and Asia. This point is important. So which continent is considered as headquarters of Eurodila? So North America is, and why North America is headquarters? North America is nothing but US in Canada. So in that area, these are very commonly seen. Uh, so they are present more in number in North America. That's why North America is generally called as headquarters of Eurodila. And these diagrams, sorry, body is elongated like a, I'll show some diagrams. Are you able to see these diagrams? What the
లేదు సార్
huh?
లేదు సార్ అవి కనిపిస్తుంది
Diagrams ఏం కనబడట్లేదా?
కనబడలేదు సార్ స్లైడ్ అయింది
ఒక్క నిమిషం, ఒక్క నిమిషం. Sure. Okay. Okay, is it visible now?
చేస్తాం
Yes, sir.
So these are the salamanders and newts. Okay, so if you observe these animals, they are almost similar to uh, lizards or reptiles, but they are actually not uh, reptiles because they do not contain the ectodermal scales and they are amphibious in nature and the internal anatomy is similar to amphibians. Okay, so morphologically or pictorially they may resemble the reptiles, but they are amphibians. Yeah, so body is elongated like a lizard. Head, trunk, and tail, three parts are present. Tail is permanent. అందుకే దీన్ని chordata అని పిలుస్తాం. So why it is called as chordata? So because the tail is permanent in these animals. And Megalobatrachus is the smallest, biggest salamander. Okay, so Chinese giant salamander. Uh, this is 5 feet, and there is another one. Chinese giant salamander. Trias Virialis. So it is actually biggest amphibian. So anyway, so this is also bigger one. The Megalobatrachus Chinese salamander, it reaches up to 5 feet. But this Chinese giant salamander is more bigger than that one. And then adults contains 4 pentadactylous beak limbs. If you observe these animals, so the limbs are very, very big. Okay, here. Skin is smooth, moist, and glandular. Skin lacks scales. Amphicerous type of vertebrae are present. These are not important. Salamanders contain opisthocoelus. So girdles and ribs are present. Why girdles are present? Because limbs are present. So to support the limbs, so it requires girdle, pectoral and pelvic girdle. And then sternum is less developed. Okay, and teeth on both jaws. ఇది మళ్ళీ వస్తుంది. You remember this. And these are carnivores. Respiration is by skin and lungs. సో సమ్ అడల్ట్స్ కంటైన్ ఎక్స్టర్నల్ గిల్స్. కొన్ని అడల్ట్స్ కూడా ఎక్స్టర్నల్ గిల్స్ నే కలిగి ఉంటాయి. సో దిస్ వన్ నెక్ట్యూరస్ అండ్ దిస్ ఇస్ సైలం. ఇఫ్ యూ అబ్జర్వ్ దిస్ డయాగ్రామ్ కోసం వెతికాను, బట్ అది డిలీట్ అయింది. మళ్ళీ ఇందాక see, these are external gills. They are present, I think, only in these salamanders only. Okay, so other animals, they do not contain external gills. Right. సో ఇందాక మనము ఎపోడాలో వోకల్ కార్డ్స్ ఉండవు, లిమ్స్ ఉండవు, గర్డిల్స్ ఉండవు, స్టెర్నం ఉండదు. ఓకే, సో ఇందులో కొంచెం కొంచెం స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది. స్టెర్నం ఈజ్ లెస్ డెవలప్మెంట్, గర్డిల్ ఈజ్ ప్రెసెంట్, లిమ్స్ ఆర్ ప్రెసెంట్. Okay, tail is present, their tail is absent, and vocal cord, they are not well developed, they are absent in apoda, and here they are present but not much developed. And ductus brutalis is present both in apoda and you know this urodila. Small eyes and eyelids are present. Their eyes are not well developed or absent. They are not well developed, very smaller, and the eyelids are absent there. Here eyelids are present. Middle ear is absent here. Okay, so in frogs that is present, and there is no copulatory arca. So some, most of the animals, the internal fertilization takes place due to the cloacal kiss, and some animals they exhibit neoteny and phylogenesis. Simple, you might know. అంటే ఆల్రెడీ నేను కార్డేటా చెప్పాను. సో Hypopluva is an animal that exhibit neoteny and phylogenesis. Larvaceae class of Urocardata, right? So here neoteny means larva due to lack of thyroid stimulating hormone or thyroxine hormone or iodine, so which induces the metamorphosis in the larva. So that lacks in the food or in the water in its surrounding area, or in the body, the TSH is absent due to various reasons. Iodine may not be present for the synthesis of thyroxine, or thyroid gland may be non-functional. So due to many reasons, thyroxine is not produced. Okay, so due to lack of that hormone, or lack of the hormone preparing molecule iodine. Okay, so the larva, it will stay for lot of time, much of the time in its life history in the form of larva. Okay, so such process, such phenomena is known as neoteny. So this is actually uh, ambystoma tigrinum salamander, tiger salamander. It's larva. So this is ambystoma. Okay, కొన్నిటిలో ambystoma అని ఇచ్చారు, కొన్నిటిలో ambystoma అని ఇచ్చారు, but it is better to pronounce it as ambystoma. Anyway, so the tiger salamander larva is called as axolotl larva. Okay, this is very, very, very important. It shows neoteny. So it, it generally grows in the area where iodine levels are absent in the surrounding soil or in the food. Okay, so due to that, the thyroxine cannot be synthesized within the larva, so that prevents it metamorphosis. That prevents it metamorphosis into adult. So most of the time in its life history, the larva is will be in the form of larva itself. The metamorphosis, okay, it is seized. Okay, or it takes much time due to lack of hormone or iodine. So That is called neoteny. Sometimes this larva, it attains sexual maturity. Okay, so sexual maturity means sexual organs are also developed. Reproductive organs are also developed in the larva, and it may undergoes reproduction also. Okay, to produce young ones. Okay, so that phenomena is known as pedogenesis. So it is due to the lack of TSH or iodine. Okay, so you remember this name, మీ అందరికి చాలా నోటెడ్ అయి ఉంటుంది. అంబ్లిస్టోమా ఆర్ అంబిస్టోమా టైగ్రినం టైగర్ సాలమండర్. So its larval name is axolotl, which exhibits neoteny and pedogenesis. Okay, so it exhibits neoteny and pedogenesis. So about 500 species are present in this subclass order. Yeah, so it has two more groups. One is Perennibranchiata. So perennial అంటే ఏంటి? So ఎప్పటికీ forever అని అర్థం. So branchia means respiratory organ. Eta means bearing. So perenni, okay, external gills present in larval forms and some adults also. So gills అనేటువంటివి ఎక్కువ కాలం పాటు ఉంటాయి కాబట్టి దీన్ని పెరిన్ని బ్రాంకియేటా అనే గ్రూప్ గా మనం కన్సిడర్ చేస్తాం. అడల్ట్స్ కి గిల్స్ ఉండొచ్చు కొన్నిటికి. ఓకే, అంటే ఇందులో యాడ్ చేయబడుతుంటే animals, adults contains gills and larva also contains external gills. So that's why the name Perennibranchiata. And then tail is compressed and bears a caudal fin. So this is caudal fin here. Okay, here this is caudal fin. It is compressed actually, right? So eyelids are absent. So these examples are important. In these some zero deal examples are very, very important with common name. So necturus means mud puppy. Proteus, ఇది మళ్ళీ మనకి ఇంకో దగ్గర వస్తుంది, ఈ పేరు గుర్తుంచుకోండి. Proteus, okay, blind amphibian. Okay, so it lives in caves. So from many generations. So that's why it lost its eyes. Okay, so eyes become non-functional. So that's why these are known as blind amphibian. Those are apodons are blind worms. These are blind amphibians. Proteus, the important animal in the evolution of Darwin theory. Okay, so then siren is another animal. Its common name is mud eel. So that is about the Perennibranchiata. Here, Carducci branchiata. So here the gills are absent. So adults lacks gills, tail is cylindrical without fin. And eyelids present. Okay, example. ఇది కూడా ఇక్కడ కూడా ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ అనేటువంటి వెరీ వెరీ ఫేమస్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ ఇవన్నీ. Amphibia కామన్లీ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ కాంగో ఈల్, ఇది గుర్తుంచుకోవాలి, బై హార్ట్ చేయాలి. ఓకే, సో దెన్ అంబ్లిస్టోమా టైగ్రినం. సో దాని డయాగ్రామ్ కింద ఉంచాను మీకు. సో దిస్ ఇస్ అంబ్లిస్టోమా టైగ్రినం. Right. So Amphibia congoil, Amblystoma. So adult is pleomorphic, larva is axolotl, and its common name is Tiger salamander. There is Rileto petran. Okay, so that is also an example for the Carducci branchiata. So that is about the Urodela. And third and famous order, which has many names, so that is Anura. So A means absent, aura means tail. Tail is absent. Tailless amphibians these are. So it is also known as Salientia. Salient means so jumping. Okay. So jumping is kappa. So jumping type of animals are included. So and the group is known as Salientia. And Batrachia means frogs. Frogs containing group. And Cardata. Carda means tail. So this is E cardata. E cardata means A or E means absent. Okay, so E cardata means tailless amphibians. Right. So in this, frogs and bufos are toads. Toads are included. Right. So they are very commonly seen in India, Northwest California to Washington in the America. Okay, so frogs are very common, and body is divided into only head and trunk. You remember this point? So there is no neck. Neck అనేది ఉండదు frogs లో. Small forelimbs ఉంటాయి. Okay, large and strong hindlimbs ఉంటాయి. So they are useful for jumping. సో టోస్ కంటైన్ వెబ్, తెలుగులో అంగుళి అంతర్జాలం అంటే సో వేళ్ళ మధ్యలో ఒక స్కిన్ అనేది డెవలప్ అవుతుంది. దట్ ఈస్ వెబ్. Tail is absent in adults, but that is present in the larval stage. We all know that. Scales are completely absent. Okay, smooth and moist skin is present. So if you touch the frog, you will feel it. And there are very less number of vertebrae are present. So they are 5 to 10. Generally 10 type frogs. No? So mostly procoelous type of, uh, you know, procoelous type means centrum. So this is centrum. So the anterior part of the centrum is concave in shape. So such kind of vertebra is generally known as procoelous. So most of the vertebrae of these frogs, okay, they are procoelous type of vertebrae. So here the caudal vertebrae are fused to form urostype. Caudal vertebrae are fused to form a structure, a single structure called urostype. So ribs are degenerated or absent. So frogs లో ribs అనేటువంటి తగ్గించబడతాయి లేదా ఇందులో ఉంటాయి. Sternum is present because forelimbs and hindlimbs are present. Particularly the forelimbs are supported by sternum and pectoral girdle. So here we can write uh, both girdles are well developed. Okay. So teeth are present on only upper jaw or absent. ఇది ఫస్ట్ రెండు ఆర్డర్స్ లో సో టీత్ అనేటువంటివి అప్పర్ జా పైన ఉంటాయి, లోవర్ జా పైన ఉంటాయి. బట్ ఇన్ ఫ్రాగ్స్ దే ఆర్ ప్రెసెంట్ ఓన్లీ ఇన్ అప్పర్ జా అండ్ దే ఆర్ వెరీ లెస్ డెవలప్డ్. Sometimes they may be absent. And this is very important point. You should అంటే ఇది వస్తుంది వెరీ క్లియర్ గా మనం దాని స్ట్రక్చర్ దాని సిస్టమ్ చదువుకుంటాం. సో ద రెస్పిరేషన్ అకర్స్ ఇన్ 3 ways, 3 types respiration. What is that? One is cutaneous respiration, buccopharyngeal respiration and pulmonary respiration due to presence of active participation of skin in the respiration and the buccopharyngeal respiration and lungs. సో మూడు రకాల రెస్పిరేషన్ కి ఛాన్స్ ఉంటుంది దీనిలో. సో ఇక్కడ ఇందాక ఫస్ట్ సెకండ్ వన్ లో మిడిల్ ఇయర్ అనేది ఉండదు, ఎక్స్టర్నల్ ఇయర్ అనేది ఉంటుంది. ఇక్కడ ఎక్స్టర్నల్ ఇయర్ ఉండదు, బట్ టింఫానా is present. After tympana, the middle ear is present. So these animals they contain big and well-developed eyes. So external fertilization takes place here, and there are also occurs in the water. Generally, external fertilization అంటే సో వాటర్ లో జరగాలి, లేకపోతే అసలు ఛాన్సే ఉండదు. సో కపులేటరీ ఆర్గన్ ఈజ్ ఆబ్సెంట్. సో ఫస్ట్ రెండింటిలో క్లోయకా somewhat helped for the fertilization. Here there is no such organ like copulatory organ. So obviously external fertilization takes place. So this is an interesting point. Esophagus. This is exception for the copulatory organ. Here the cloacal extension is longer and acts as a copulatory organ. Okay, so cloaca అనేది బయటకు వచ్చి కొంచెం పొడవుగా మారుతుంది. ఓకే, సో అలా పొడవుగా మారి దట్ హెల్ప్స్ ఫర్ ది ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ ఆఫ్ ది spermatozoa or sperms. So in that way, in esophagus, which is a frog, okay, so the cloacal extension acts as a copulatory organ. So the development is indirect development. Larval form name is tadpole larva. Now tokappa larva అని కూడా పిలుస్తాం. So it almost similar to tadpole larva. Sorry, fish. Tadpole larva is almost similar to fish. Small fishes లాగా ఉంటాయి, పొలాలలో కనిపిస్తుంది. So anyway, Brazilian silophyne didactyla is a smallest frog. Okay, so size is 0.4 inches or 9.8 centimeters. Brazilian silophyne didactyla, okay, is the smallest frog. So its size is generally 0.4 to 0.4 inches or 9.8 centimeters. Africa Goliath frog. So it is one of the biggest frogs. African Goliath frog. That is size is 300 millimeters or 12 inches. So this is important. You remember. I forgot to mention it during the general characters. Rana concrevora is a marine frog. అసలు marine animals ఉండవు amphibian. This is the only animal of the amphibia that lives in the that's habitat is marine water. Okay, so Rana examples: Rana tigrina, Indian bullfrog. Okay, Rana concrevora, marine frog. Bufo melanosticus. సో ఇది మీకు మన సరౌండింగ్ లో కప్ప ఏదైతే కనబడుతుందో, మీ ఇంటి పక్కల ఇంటి చుట్టుపక్కల మీడియం సైజ్ కనిపించే కప్ప ఏదైతుందో, దట్ ఈస్ యాక్చువల్లీ ఎ టోడ్. సో సైంటిఫిక్ ఇంగ్లీష్ లో దాన్ని టోడ్ అని పిలుస్తాం, తెలుగు గోధుల కప్ప అని పిలుస్తాం, యూఫో మెలనాస్టికస్. అండ్ హైలా, ఇది గుర్తుంచుకోండి, ఇది ఇంతకుముందు ఎగ్జామ్లో అడిగేది. హైలా ట్రీ ఫ్రాగ్. Okay, and the Rhacophorus flying frog is and this is most important. So in the example chala sarlu adigaru. So Alaitis abstericanus. Okay, so its common name is midwife toad. So its common name is midwife toad. Telugulo mantrasani kappa antaru. Okay, so Alaitis abstericanus. Okay, so it is generally known as midwife toad. మంత్రసాని కప్ప అని పిలుస్తాం. రైట్. సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద క్లాసిఫికేషన్ ఆఫ్ ది yeah. So I'll explain here. Frogs are unisexuals. They show sexual dimorphism. Okay. So general amphibians లో క్లియర్ గా మేల్ ఫిమేల్ ఐడెంటిఫికేషన్ అనేది చేయొచ్చు మోస్ట్లీ. సో దే కంటైన్ different type of structures. Okay. For example, in frog, the thumb, first thumb of right forelimb, okay, it is, it contains a copulatory pads like area. So that is one of the identification feature for male female. And anyway, external fertilization takes place. Kunnemo vivi pairs ఉంటాయి. What is this? This is actually talking about so general characters. Yesterday ఇక్కడ ఇది ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేసిందా లేదా డౌట్ వచ్చి మళ్ళీ తీసుకొస్తాం. The eggs are mesolisthial type of eggs. What does it mean?
చేసిండ్రు సార్.
చేసినాయి.
సార్
So holoblastic cleavage is present, and these are anamniotes. Okay, so indirect development or direct development, tadpole larvae is common larva. So anyway, I'll stop here. Freshly start with the systems. Two days like amphibian systems, because comparative study ఉంటుంది. Complete detail explanation is not needed. Only I already we have completed the mammalian anatomy. So already completed the pieces. కాబట్టి 3 ఒక టేబుల్లో 3 animals ని కంపేర్ చేస్తూ మనం చదువుతూ జరుగుతుంది విత్ డయాగ్రామ్, విత్ ద హెల్ప్ ఆఫ్ డయాగ్రామ్. సో వీలైతే రేపు సగం ఎల్లుండి సగం కంప్లీట్. అండ్ రేపు మీకు ఒక టెస్ట్ ఉంటుంది. సో నేను ఎక్కడ ఆపాను, ఎక్స్క్రిటరీ పెట్టానా, ఎక్స్క్రిషన్ పెట్టానా ఫిజియాలజీలో?
పెట్టండి సార్. ఎక్స్క్రేటరే
లాస్ట్ తర్వాత
సార్.
సర్క్యులేషన్ ఎక్స్క్రిషన్ అయిపోయింది. అంటే మజిల్ కంట్రాక్షన్, నర్వ్ ఇంపల్స్ కండక్షన్ నుంచి రేపు 2 మజిల్ కంట్రాక్షన్, నర్వ్ ఇంపల్స్ కండక్షన్ నుంచి రేపు టెస్ట్ పెడతాను. పేపర్ టఫ్ తయారు చేస్తాను. మీకు ఆల్రెడీ నోట్స్ ఇచ్చినది కాబట్టి మీరు దాన్ని బాగా చూసుకోండి. లేదా సింపుల్గా మీరు ఆ క్లాస్ వింటే సరిపోతుంది. ఆ లింక్ ఆల్రెడీ మీ దగ్గర ఉంది కాబట్టి క్లాస్ వింటే అసలు ఇంకా ఈజీ అవుతుంది. సో క్లాస్ విన్నా పర్లేదు, ఆ టాపిక్ ఇచ్చిన నోట్స్ చదివినా పర్లేదు. క్లాస్ విని నోట్స్ చదవండి, సూపర్ ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, మీరు మర్చిపోయే అవకాశం ఉంటుంది. నేను ఎంత తిప్పి అందులో నుంచి అడుగుతా, దాంట్లో ఎట్లా అడగదు. ఎంత తిప్పి అడిగినా సో మీరు ఈజీగా ఆన్సర్ చేయగలరు. ఓకే రైట్. సో అండ్ ఓకే రైట్. ఎవరైనా ఫీ పే చేయకపోతే పే చేయండి అమ్మా, మళ్ళీ తర్వాత బాధపడతారు. ఐ క్లోజ్ ఇట్ వెరీ సూన్. ఫీ పే చేయని వాళ్ళు కొంతమంది ఉన్నారు, వాళ్ళు చేయండి ఇమీడియట్లీ.